we have Zidaan, a young environmentalist from Mumbai, India. And he's also the founder of the Green Nagar project, which really emphasizes on the importance of your environmental actions. So for example, he hosts tree plantations and beach cleanups as well. And he's also the Green Line School ambassador in Mumbai, India. And he's here with us today to talk a little bit about environmentalism, sustainability, tree plantations, and more. All right, hi Zidaan, how
Hi.
are you today?
I'm fine, and hello everyone. Yes.
Okay, awesome. So we'll get started with today's
Yes.
episode. So I know that you have started the Green Nugget project.
Yes.
So let me ask you, what is your exigence for this project? Why did you start it?
Okay. So Green Nagar project, like I always say, is a citizen-led project. It's a movement. Basically, this is a way to ensure that every neighborhood is clean, green, accessible for everyone. When I started the Green Nagar project, I started it on 1st of Jan 2022. And I started for the simple and sole purpose that I didn't see, like for example, on the international scale, on the UN or on the big stages, platforms, you have the full awareness about climate change and so many other issues. But the actual, like when it boils down to the real thing, that is about every area, like my own neighborhood, it's called Green Nagar. It's in the western suburbs of Mumbai and Malad West.
I'm guessing that's where the nugget comes from.
Exactly the point.
Yeah.
So Nagar is basically means like any neighborhood, like how we have a neighborhood. In Hindi or it's like the Indian word is more Nagar. So Nagar. So then my thing was that in my own neighborhood, let me try and make a difference, And I started with just planting some trees. In COVID, I had helped out with some social work. And I ensured that this neighborhood started to become more cleaner. You have people using the footpaths. So that is the full idea. Green Nagar project is a way of saying that, come let us make our neighborhoods cleaner. Because like I would just like diversity, but like I saw something on Instagram, it's called I'm just one person, it's not enough. It's like 8 billion people.
I've seen that. I've seen
Yes.
that.
So then that's what I'm saying, you all have the power to do something. It's up to you to find that power and use it in the correct manner, to do something good for the environment. So that is called Green Nagar project. Is every individual action collectively has an unimaginable power.
Okay, that is a very valiant cause, and it's honestly a great way to talk about Green Nugget project. I think it's a very valid project, and you know me, I'm gonna definitely invest in the project. I'm going to get interested. So tell me, is this project just situated in India, or is it like international? Because I mean, I'm from Canada and you're from India.
So about the thing, yes, now it is in India. We have people and well-wishers from all over India. So that is Mumbai and the Mumbai metropolitan region as well. And yeah, so it is now in Mumbai. We have just started 2 years back. I have people from abroad, from outside India who are interested. So I won't give any spoilers on that, but looks like it, like in the future, from Green Nagar it will go into Green Neighborhood project, or something where everyone can participate. So yes, so there is a chance that it can go international. But as of now, we are deeply rooted for the cause and deeply rooted in Mumbai.
That's amazing. And that's a great start. I know that the Green Nugget project has only been founded recently, and I'm sure you have very ambitious future ideas for Green Nugget project. Would you say that going international is one of those ambitions? Or would you prefer to keep it in India and expand it in India?
See, all around the world there are different issues. In some parts of the world there are floods. In some part of the world there are forest fires. Now you're from Canada, I think there are lots of forest fires over there.
Yeah, we had one quite recently actually, the Quebec fire. There was smoke everywhere in the US, and it even spread it to Europe a little bit. Yeah.
So then, because now that's like one issue in your country. Now let's say in Africa there is another issue. In China or in the Maldives there's like another issue. But there are issues everywhere around the world. Now for example, let's say if I connect with 5 people on the ground in another country, And I tell them that, okay, I will help you out with permissions, or I can give you like a small donation. You all like chip in a little bit, we'll all like give it up, do our part. Then you can actually make a very good change on the ground over there. So, like I take whatever I've done over here in Mumbai and I wanted to replicate that internationally, because I feel there is a very good chance that if the world is united in their own neighborhoods, like go out there. Why can't I walk on my own footpath? Why do I have to choose an emitting source of transportation? That's also an issue. So basically, I think that yes, it can go international. It should go international. It should reach everyone, and everyone should think that yes, I can do something for my own neighborhood. I can contribute in my own small way. Even if I have to just go and plant one small shrub on the footpath, on the sidewalk, I should do it, because at the end of the day, I should contribute towards my own community as well. So there is a very good chance that we're going international, and I would love to see it going everywhere and reaching everyone.
That is amazing. And wow, it's like a global scale but implementing very small solutions.
Think global, and actually it's go global and think local.
Go global, think local. That's catchy. It's like one step at a time until we travel across the entire world.
Yes, absolutely.
Super
Yes.
cool. Wow. Okay, so now that I know that you want to do the Green Nugget project internationally, I must say, when do you plan to visit Canada, if that's the case?
So Canada, it's a beautiful country. The natural beauty over there, it's stunning. I've seen so many pictures, and I have family there as well. So I hope to visit someday.
So I've heard from your Instagram that you've done a lot of projects in the United Kingdom. Would you like to tell the audience a little bit more about it?
Yeah. Okay. So actually, I had gone to the United Kingdom for a study tour. Basically, I was part of something called the IIMUN, which is India's international movement to the United Nations. So, no, not a project per se, but like to promote the cause internationally. We had gone obviously to learn more about how it functions over there, how is their parliament like. So we had gone to parliament, we had gone to Oxford over there and all. So there I got to meet the head of BlackRock, Mr. Baron Jitesh Gadia, and I think he's part of the Bank of England as well. I also got to meet Mr. Bob Blackman, he's a member of Parliament basically, a very senior member of Parliament in the United Kingdom. I got to meet a lot of other business persons as well. When I met them, my thing as an environmentalist, I went like to the thing. I got to the point. I told them that, what is your take on climate change? What do you think about climate change? What can you do for climate change? You're a business person, you're a member of parliament, what can you do? And at the same time, involve your local community, involve your own business in doing something for the planet. In India, we have something called CSR, which is corporate social responsibility. Abroad like this, like in other countries, I feel they can also do something like that. But I asked them in the UK, when I met all of these people, I told them that, what is your plan? What can you do? I am a concerned environmentalist. I'm a young person who really cares for his future. I'm also thinking that, like, what will happen to my future tomorrow if you don't act and if you don't ensure that the things and that your policies are sustainable. So my thing was that asking them the really important questions, getting the answers, and getting in touch with them, and I'm still in touch with them as well. So it's about furthering the cause, but everyone. So there's a thing called, I was gonna drop this quote later, but I think I should do it now. It's called Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam. It is one earth, one family. It was the theme for the G20 in India. It was everywhere, like on the roads, you will always see that thing. And I kind of love that quote because it really tells everyone that we should unite as one world for the planet, for the future, obviously.
That's lovely. I think one of the coolest things about actually going international is seeing people's perspectives on climate change. And you said you had gone to Parliament, you had asked them, like, what is your take on climate change? And you had found out that information, and you had utilized that information. That's the beauty of taking things global, to actually understanding everyone's perspective. And again, like, we're all the same, we're one earth, we're one family.
Right, exactly.
So but yet we're all a little bit different.
Yes.
So I know that as an environmentalist myself, I know that sometimes it's a little difficult to kind of get on the same page as people because they'll have different opinions about the environment, or they'll have different like ideas and perspectives on what climate change is. So how did you exactly tackle that, or how did you, like, what kind of encounters have you had where people had different views and opinions of you? Like, was that a problem?
So that is something which I have on a daily basis. To be very honest, I've lost track of how many times I've had such issues because, yeah, exactly, because there are people who like come up and talk to me, or even if I approach, they have a very different opinion. Like, for example, I work with the Mumbai Municipal Corporation, that is the Mumbai's municipal corporation. They're the largest civic body in Asia, richest civic body as well.
Yes.
So there I get to meet people from all backgrounds and departments as well. So then when I meet them, sometimes we have to have a debate over planning or plan B,
Okay.
trying to understand it. But one incident like the other day, I'll tell you this thing.
Mm-hmm.
So like where I live in the western suburbs, basically in Malad, there was like this beautiful church over there where I go every Sunday for mass and for service. There were these huge trees on the road, like really old trees, like beautiful trees, like the canopies were like so huge, and like they would give a lot of shade and all.
How old do you think they were?
I think like older, like about 100 years old at least.
Wow.
And
Okay.
huge
Those are
trees.
legit trees.
And then like one day what happened was that the same municipal corporation had to come and they had to take up that land and they had to cut down the trees to widen the road. And that was so sad. Like it broke my heart at some point. I was very upset for a few days and all. But then I realized that because sometimes I just sit with myself and I think what I can do. I call it my own me time. So I think, what is my plan? What can I contribute? So then I had the idea that they have cut down. So one day I went back over there and I saw they have made a footpath over there. And then I asked the BMC. I was emotional as well, but I came to the point. I told them that this is not right. You have not done something correctly. There are ways where you can ensure that development is sustainable, but you have not.
So do you have examples of those ways?
Yes, and that's it.
As in different ways to develop, or different ways to develop properly.
Yes. So then environmental, for example, I think urban greening is something which is very important. Because let's say you want to walk on your own, a footpath in your own neighborhood. You want to walk over there, but at the same time it is really hot. It's the middle of summer. It's unbearable.
Oh yeah, especially in India.
And the only reason is because that there are no trees, there are no beautiful shrubs over there. So where is that that for carbon going? You're just walking on the street. There is no carbon trappers. It's all so uncomfortable for you. It's uncomfortable for all the pedestrians. I can't imagine what stray animals have to go through. Like if I can do my part, I always see to help out the stray animals, but it is really unbearable. So then urban greening comes in over there. Urban greening is when you have your streets accessible, nice and cool, even in the middle of April or May. If there's a nice tree with a huge canopy, you can rest over there for some shade. You can just enjoy walking. That's the full beauty of it.
Yeah, okay. Urban greening in that case is yes, very much necessary. And maybe you can give a proper definition for our audience,
Okay.
just so that they might have a better idea.
Okay, so in urban greening basically, you have to see, like, let's say you have a road which is newly constructed. Now in Mumbai, what they do is that we have dividers, like road dividers. So in between, the in between the road, we have these concrete dividers, and in that they plant over there. Now there are pros and cons also. The pros being, it, like, if it is really good, it sustains and it will really be a blessing to that area. The cons being, sometimes they die because of improper planning. Sometimes they might get dropped as well. It happens a lot in India. But urban greening should happen because it is something which at the end of the day, indirectly it is connected to climate change, in the simplest way that what is climate change? It's happening because of carbon emissions. Why is it happening? Because I use, or anyone, we use an emitting source of transportation. So you can imagine the impact of going from point A to point B in an emitting source. Now let's see, you had to walk for that 20 minutes. It's possible. I've done that in London, because I had walked from one part of the city to Buckingham Palace, and I was 20-30 minutes walking, and I had no problem with it.
It's good exercise too.
It is good exercise. It keeps you healthy, keeps the planet healthy as well. And in India it can happen, but the only reason is that it doesn't happen, because your streets are so uncomfortable to walk on. It's so hot, and there are no trees, or even if there are trees, very badly planted, or not too many trees. So what urban greening should be is more green, less grey, less concrete, more green everywhere. Because even in the monsoon, even though it's nice and cool now in India, in Mumbai especially, I love to walk and look at the green. I mean, green calms you down,
It does. There's so much science proving that green is the easiest color on the eye. So sometimes even when I'm taking a walk, I'll just take off my glasses and I'll just look at the green, because I know that my eyes will probably feel a lot better after that.
Exactly my point, because it is as you said, it's proven green makes things better. So that's what I tell people as well. The other day someone messaged me, it's a good example. Someone messaged me now about those trees on the church lane, what I just told you, where it were cut down. So now in a few days from now, we're going to be replanting trees over there.
Yo, that's nice.
Exactly, that's my success story. So when they said they're going to replant, this one person messaged me oh, those trees were so good, why are you planting these? Why is the road? I'm yes, there are so many things that I want to question the government for, and I want to hold our leaders accountable. At the same time, I have to think that what is my strategy to go ahead, What is the vision? How do I take urban greening to the next level? Because climate change, I know it's a podcast, but climate change should be more work and less talk.
Yeah.
But obviously these podcasts and things like this should encourage people to do.
The thing about podcasts is that, yes, they encourage people to actually take their action. They inspire people and give them a lot more information than any online course would.
Yes.
It's basically just free information.
Exactly that way.
And sometimes spreading information is having knowledge on a topic is the first step to actually doing something about it. So that's what it is.
Yeah, so that's my first thing about urban greening. More green, less grey, better cities, healthy people, and healthy planet.
Yes, healthy people, healthy planet.
Yes.
I remember something that I talked about in my lectures recently, and it was about the carbon dioxide emissions that you were talking about, and why it's so important to have greener, cleaner, better cities.
Yes.
And so the thing is that trees, as you probably know, absorb a lot of carbon dioxide through photosynthesis, and then they release a lot of oxygen. But imagine you're cutting down a really old tree. Imagine how much carbon dioxide it has, and then it just releases it all because it dies. That alone is extremely harmful for the environment. And then even when they're cutting down trees in the Amazon, which is the Amazon biome, which is horrible because those trees are, those trees are so old.
The Amazon is called and has always been the lungs of the world. So
Exactly.
so like that is just a disaster waiting to happen. I think the new president of Brazil has said that he will not cut down, but like it's happening. But like it's happening, you know. Like okay, like you won't see it, but it's like even if 1, 2 trees cut down, there is the impact, you know, like there is an impact for that. So old trees should never be cut down because they're not just they don't just trap that carbon dioxide, they're also good host to biodiversity. Like there like in the morning, like today I saw like there was some squirrels in this really old tree in my neighborhood. And I'm sure these trees will have nests of birds, they will have squirrels over there, they will have like
Caterpillars maybe.
exactly. So like every little bit of biodiversity is in like it that tree is such a big, you know, such a big beneficial part of the ecosystem over there. So that's what I always tell people, yeah, yes, it is good to plant trees, it is good to plant more trees, but it is also very good to save trees as well.
So as much as we encourage planting trees, we should equally encourage saving them.
Exactly.
Yes. That's a really good message, and I fully agree with that, because as good as new trees are, our old trees are what really kind of keep the earth going.
Yes, exactly. And not just any type of trees, native trees as well. So old trees and good native trees will really do the job and will really save the planet. And I just think that right now the biggest concern, like yes, we need to plant, as you said earlier, like you know, we should encourage planting, but at the same time we should save. That is the real thing, but I think leaders need to act upon it right now, and they need to stop the tree cutting, because we are reaching like a tipping point, and the thing is that if we go past that, or if we go past that line, then I think it's going to be end game for all of us.
That is so true. That is so true. I would say like the main message of like these past few minutes and what we've talked about is like planting trees is as important as definitely safe, and greener is better. I mean, even in this background over here, maybe it would look a little boring without the nice little grass here.
That's what I mean. I'm just looking at this background and I'm like, this must be such a nice place. Like, look at the amount of grass over here. I can see some nice trees over here. Like, it just looks so full of life. And you know, it doesn't look like it's a dead place. It looks like life. It looks like a place where I would sit for hours and just like be there. I don't want to go away from here. It's that good. And that's how every little corner we earth and every place in our cities and our country should be. It should be just perfect.
I think something that people don't realize is that, I mean, sometimes in the daytime, cities look dull. Like, I live near Toronto, downtown, and the city looks quite dull during the daytime, but it looks really vibrant at night. Even though you know that it's not the best place for vegetation, it's bright. But I think people, one of the things people really need to realize is that you can still have greenery in a city and for it to look vibrant. I know light pollution is definitely something else, and we will likely talk about it on the podcast later as well. But at least one of the first steps is like planting more trees, making it more greener. Do you guys maybe talk about like green rooftops in the Nagar project?
Yes, so green rooftops, especially like having your own little garden as well. At the same time, solar panels as well. So that's like two types of like green rooftops.
Yeah.
One is for energy, and one is for this thing for like a small garden where you can make your own compost and all. That is for like houses and all. But like buildings also, like my own building where I live has a fully fledged like composting facility.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yes.
Some places here like don't have that.
They don't have that, and I think it's coming into a trend nowadays for composting. So I think that's a good step ahead. But green roofs are really important because the day we lose the roof over our head, then what are we? And that roof is the environment. That roof is the earth. That roof is everything we have. And the day we lose it is the day we are literally nothing, according to me.
Wow. Okay, it's heavy, but yeah, that is actually true. The moment we lose our roof, sad, but at the same time, it just makes people, me at least, and I'm sure many other people out there, really inspired to just continue. So, in case anyone is interested in the Nugget project, what would you say is like a way they can contact you?
So first of all, I would just give you like a warning. My name is very complicated, and
Zidaan.
it is not my surname. Like in India, like everyone misspells it, and I'm getting used to it. When people actually spell my name correctly, then I'm like, thank you so much. But that's my thing. So like, okay, you can get in touch with me on Instagram. I'm most active over there. It is Castellino, that is my surname and my name, and you can reach out to me over there. We will get in touch. The only thing I will need from you, I don't need, because my Green Nugget project is not something which is focused on like money. It's not focused on planting thousands of trees, not focused on like, saving the world overnight, like that.
That's unrealistic, actually.
Yes, exactly. So like my thing is that take it like understanding, first of all, understanding the problem, community efforts, getting your local MP, like a member of parliament or your legislative assembly member or your councillor, getting them involved, getting your municipal council or corporation involved, getting the government involved. Okay, yeah, but I think more over getting them involved, you should be the one who's like most motivated to join. You should also look into what you can do. Get your people in your neighborhood, like rally them for the cause, and just join in. Be happy, live and love the planet, and that's it. Like it's a very simple thing. Like because I'm a common person, I'm a simple person, but my thing is that we need to do bigger things and greater things, and that can all happen when we just come together and do something.
So this journey, this whole process that you've started and you've continued with the Green Nugget project,
Yes.
Surely you didn't do all of it on your own, right? Like,
Yes.
who has inspired you or who supported you during your journey?
This actually, whenever I get interviewed or when I have to speak, this is one of my favorite questions. Basically, people don't do this, but my inspiration was the inaction. When I didn't see anything positive happening, that was my motivation that, okay, that I have to do something. It was not like yeah, there are many people like who, I mean, my parents, my late grandfather, my late granduncle, they were very into environment. They were plant lovers. They had their own business in plants and all. So I kind of picked up some knowledge from there as well. So yeah, I remember them fondly when I think of this full thing. And I would say that inaction is my main inspiration. And inaction in terms of nothing happening, inaction in terms of pollution, inaction in terms of tree cutting. That was just a wake-up call. That was also a sign that, okay, you have to do something. You have to do it now. Because as we know, climate change is coming, whether you like it or not. It's coming right now.
Exactly. No, that's so important. And climate inaction, yeah, I feel like that's what fuels many environmentalists, even myself. I realize that, like, no, people aren't really doing anything, and there's so much that can be improved to actually save our environment. And so I resonate with that one. But I also find it really beautiful that you were inspired by your late relatives and your parents to kind of continue it further.
Yes.
I think that's very beautiful, and I'm glad that you were able to share that with me and the audience.
Yes. I'm really glad I could get my message out to everyone who's listening to this. It is a matter of pride for me that something which I just thought of one day, something which was just a small reflection one day, became into something so big, something where I can get my message out to everyone. This podcast is really important because it is not just about me, it's about many other leaders as well, who I'm sure who you have interviewed and who you will be interviewing. So it is very, very important that all of us, the future leaders for this earth, for this planet, really, get things right and really get our opinions out there and talk about it. I'm really, really honored, and I couldn't be more grateful to you and to WeNaturalists as well. Like, thanks a ton, and
Of course, of course. And as an environmentalist, like when I do my lectures or when I talk, I really like to focus on youth and how youth can actually contribute to saving the earth. And it's because we have a lot of information just from
Yes.
social media. I mean, I know you had spread the Green Nugget project, like knowledge about it on Instagram.
Yes,
I had
yes.
seen that. I had also seen like LinkedIn, I think. And
Yeah.
overall, I feel like we have so many agents of socialization that it's so versatile the way that we're able to communicate and spread a lot of knowledge. And
Exactly.
the coolest part is that we'll be living the longest, right? I mean, like,
Yeah.
sure, the older generations have made some mistakes and we're prone to following in their footsteps.
Yes, yes.
But at the same time, those footsteps, we can like trail backwards because we're just like that. We're the youngest generation. We're able to do that.
I mean, the youth hold the power to do so much more. We hold the power, like for example, I tell people, you are the most powerful thing, like, your voice, your opinion, like whatever you do, you are powerful. You may not have, like, you may not be the CEO of the biggest company in the world, but you as a citizen, and if you're a youth especially, you are the most powerful person to spread information, to gather information, to think after getting that information and to make decisions. You are the most powerful person. And that power, like I say, with great power comes great responsibility. So this is the most responsible part of what we're doing.
That's so true. I mean, in the end, sure, maybe Elon Musk can maybe he can plant 1,000 trees, but in the end, I feel like even on an individual scale, if groups come together and you work with others, that single decision that you've made can have as much of an impact as an entire company.
Exactly.
And I think it's like, again, something that our world really needs right now. So I'm glad that there are people like you who are able to promote that message, who is a literal physical example of what it means to actually have an idea and work on it and get other people, like just a cumulative impact. So I'm really glad again to have you here. Thank you so much for being here. Is there anything you would like to leave the audience with? Really like give them that impression.
Okay, the first thing is that you can be the change, you should be the change, and you will be the change. One earth, one future, one family, and really get out there, work for the planet, and you can contact me as well, and I'm most happy to help you out. All I'm saying is that, come on people, wake up, we have one planet, we have one future, and yes, I think we can do something. So that's all I want to say, is that be the best and keep the planet as amazing as possible.
As much as people are hoping the Mars Hotel works, I mean, Earth is still Earth and it's always going to be Earth, and Earth is only Earth if it's green, right?
Exactly. Green and clean also. So that is also something like, Earth is like our home. We are from the soil and we will go back to the soil. That's what I believe. That, that we are the children of this planet. And we are the ones who can make this world a better place.
Fully agreed. Again, thank you so much for being here. It was a pleasure having you on this podcast, and I'm sure the audience will be able to learn a ton from you. I mean, you're the same age as me. You're 15, 16?
Going to be 16.
You're going to be 16, exactly. So for any even adults or like young environmentalists, you are truly, truly an inspiration.
Thank you so much. Really honored and really grateful as well. Thank you.
Thank you. All right, thank you, Zidaan, for being here with us today. Thank you, audience, for listening to episode 4 of our podcast. Make sure to like and subscribe for more, and also make sure to turn on the notifications.
Thank you so much for having me here. Really, really honored to be here to discuss the issues that matter.